break.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to MacNSeitz 15U and our YouTube channel. Today we are playing in the Kansas City Program Invitational, day number 2 and pool play of a 4-game guarantee. And looks like MacNSeitz just won the home billing on the coin flip. I have Kevin Townsend here with me as well.
What's up, everybody? That was a bocce style, like, home advantage kind of play here. That was epic.
Yeah, so rather than the coin flip, they actually rolled the ball out there, and the guy with the closest ball to the mound won that home advantage. And so it looks like MacNSeitz, or no, it's not done yet, is it?
Oh, I don't know. What's going on?
Is it best 2 out of 3?
I don't know. Okay. I got to take a headphone off, see if I can catch some intel here.
Yeah.
Oh, same time.
Oh, maybe it's closest to the rubber. Oh, no.
2 out of 3.
Well, a little bit of fun there to start, and I tell you what, we've got a large field of play, and
It's 2 out of 3. Here we go. This is the rules. The best 2 out of 3
oh my goodness,
is the game before the game here.
how fun is that?
Oh, the throw at the same time, so there's no strategy going on here.
Oh, Jake Sawyer closer that time.
Here we go. This dramatic silence here as we're trying to wait to see the result of what's happening. We can't see what they're measuring it against over there. So.
Too funny.
Jake Sawyer is home team. Okay, for only the second time the entire season, we get to be home team on a coin flip or a bocce roll this time around.
Too funny.
Dude, that's hysterical. That is hysterical.
I tell you what. There we go. I apologize for messing with some of the audio controls here, but I tell you what, we've got some beautiful weather right now. Obviously, you can probably hear it on your TV screens or whatever type of device you might be watching from, but a nice little breeze kind of coming directly into home plate, switching directions slightly from time to time, but a breeze kind of blowing in. Looks like dead center is 375, and beautiful facility out here for the home field baseball complex. And honestly, I can't remember if this is this a Riverside? No, not Riverside. Parkville?
No, this is KCK.
This is KCK. All right. No, my picture was good. Yeah.
I'm going to enter this off.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh. So official scorekeeper Josh Carr just confirmed with us about the lineup and everything like that. So I tell you what, I will quickly review the MacNSeitz starting lineup today, and wow, is it different just looking at these boys taking the field to begin with. Let's go ahead and take a look. Obviously, you can see up there on your screen, and if you've been following MacNSeitz for any length of time, we've got number 27, Tucker Lee, starting up on the bump today. And we've got Boston Townsend working behind the dish. Miles Vaughn over there at first base, and Harrison Perkins, a rare showing over there at second base, typically in the outfield. And looks like Cooper Harvoth, rather, over at third, and Alex Kilman at short. Zane Valdez in center field, and Cooper McCowan in left. And then looks like rounding out the lineup, the starting lineup is going to be Brooks Carr in right field.
That checks out. That's what I'm seeing. Looking around here, these guys got these sort of Cincy City Connect kind of look alike. So do the guys on the field behind us. It's interesting the way that like the MLB uniforms start to influence what happens in the travel ball world, right?
No doubt about it. And I tell you what, our opponent today is going to be the Indiana Bulls South Black team. And if you're familiar at all with the Indiana Bulls program, one of the big standouts here in the last couple of years was Max Clark getting drafted right out of high school, played for an Indiana Bulls team.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun and excitement there. We do have a roster coming here momentarily for the Indiana Bulls, and so when we get that, we'll be able to give a shout out to those guys as they come up to the plate.
I know it's getting entered in Game Changer as we speak, so if I can pull up Game Changer while Josh is dropping them in there, I can start to shout them out as we go. So I'll do my best if you're rooting over here.
So, first pitch, missing up high. Fastball coming in from Tucker Lee.
So game's not running just yet. Josh is still entering stuff in, it looks like. So,
well, game time obviously starting here quite a bit early. Our game time was set for a 7:40 start. And a nicely hit ball. And Zane Valdez, he dives for it but misses it off the glove. Rolls out to center field. Cooper McCowan on the backup. And that's going to be a leadoff triple. So what looked like was going to be a fantastic play by Valdez. It was a hard hit line drive, and he was coming in right at his feet and tried to dive forward to catch it, but unable to come up with the ball, and that ended up in extra bases.
So stepping into the box is number 7, Burnett. While you were doing that amazing call there, I got handed a lineup for the Bulls, so I can do some help there. So number 7, Burnett is the hitter now, and Bland, number 1, on third. No, not Bland, number 1. Position 1, sorry. Bland is number 28, sorry. Burnett is not number 7. That's his position number. Sorry about that. They don't have uni numbers on here. I was reading position numbers by mistake.
Ball right back to Tucker Lee. Looks the runner back and makes the throw over the first for out number 1.
Good heads-up baseball by Lee there. So stepping into the box now for the Bulls is Smith. So great job there on the defensive play by the pitcher to be able to make sure that runner stayed glued to third there and still be able to come in with the out on first.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know that Lee is the strongest fielding pitcher, but, like you said, the ability to be able to field that ball when it comes right back to you, very important. Little foul ball right there to start.
Yeah, so Wade fouling it back here. Yeah, but when it matters if you're there when the play needs you to be there, then that's surely a good indicator that you're in the moment, right?
Absolutely, and Lee up to this point right now looking a little bit unfazed by that early leadoff hit. Working from the stretch now, of course.
That's just good intel right off the bat, right? First 2 hitters hitting the ball right up the middle. They're able to get on time. They're able to drive that pitch. So it means that defense is going to need to be working here. Oh, sorry. I never spun it the rest of the way around.
No problem at all. I just happened to notice the velocity wasn't popping up, and so now you should see up there in your top right of your screen, just underneath the score bug there, is the pitching velocity provided to you by Pocket Radar.
I think you just said calls 2-1. Is that right?
Ball in play. This one left deep over the head of Cooper McCowan. He collects it, and that'll be an RBI double.
So 1 away, 1 across, and runner on second.
So Indiana Bulls up here early.
So this is Smith stepping into the box now here. Their number 4 hitter. And the gear throw does not get out of the infield.
As the Indiana Bulls batter on second base kind of gets the chagrin from a third base coach on the toss of the gear.
You see it all over social media. The third base and first base coach, or the first base coach's new role is gear caddy. Gets the call at the top of the zone on that one. A little bit of a delayed call.
So that was Lee's off speed. Didn't quite break. A little bit of a hanging. Not sure if that was a curve or a changeup, but it kind of hung in the zone there. Hard hit ball. This one over to left field, and Cooper McCowan cleans that up for out number 2.
A little flourishy slide at the end of that there.
Well, some sharply hit balls so far, and interesting because we were talking about this at the last game where we had so much heat. It felt like the balls were kind of carrying a little bit further, and not doing that right now. A lot of top spin and kind of coming down at the outfielder's feet.
Yeah, some line drives that are dropping quick here. So the Dixon is the left-handed hitter that's in the box right now. Swing and a miss. Run around second base, getting a good secondary lead. You can see shortstop over there for MacNSeitz working back and forth there, try to keep him a little closer. Misses the bottom of the zone there, 1-1.
I tell you what, we went 1-1 yesterday. Or no, actually we went 0-2. I thought we should have maybe gone 1-1. We had a fantastic game against a very game. Gosh, who was that first game against?
The BTL Hornets.
That's right. They're a Kansas City team as well.
The ball's up, so it is a 2-1 count right now. But yeah, in my head, we had one really well played game and one that never really got off the ground.
Absolutely, and always a kind of a frustrating way to have to call a game and view a game. Obviously, the players not too excited about that performance either. This one, a fly ball, looks like it's going to be a gapper.
Where does she see
One
that
run
they
will
started 40
score.
minutes early?
Having trouble collecting the ball, finally getting it in, but he's going to stretch it out to a third, and they missed their cutoff.
So 2 kind of little fielding errors there. I mean, that was a legitimate hit, and then a missed fielding opportunity as it rolled to the wall, and then a missed cutoff on the way in, and he slid into third, but probably didn't need to.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, and I tell you what, when you look at how we're collecting that ball on those angles, we were talking about that yesterday as well. When those outfielders are taking those angles and the ball is actually hit over their head, it's so important that they are able to get that right angle and clean that up to get it back into the infield. And that one obviously a little bit delayed, and credit to the Indiana Bulls as they stretch that one out into a triple.
Yeah, I mean, we can see we're playing a good team here. These guys know how to hit. They're aware on the base path here. They're putting the ball in play consistently, hard hit balls. So they're going to keep us working this game if we want to stay in it here. Putting 2 across early. And another runner in scoring position right now for Winkler, who's the batter in the box.
So last pitch coming in, 77 miles an hour. And another ball hit outfield, and Brooks Carr came up with it. The call is out. So a shoestring catch, that'll do it for us in top of the first, but not before the Bulls get on the board quickly, 2-0.
I'm glad that he was holding his glove up there because I just saw him rolling around and I couldn't see the way the ump got into position. He blocked my ability to see if the play was made or not.
Well, it almost a carbon copy of that first plate appearance for the leadoff hitter, and we had an outfielder kind of rolling around, and fortunately Brooks coming up with that one right there at the shoelaces and getting the bleeding to stop. And we'll see if MacNSeitz can get up here on the board.
Nope.
Well, leading off, and I'll go over the batting order for our MacNSeitz 15U Black. Leading off is number 4, Alex Kilman, followed by number 5, Brooks Carr. Number 35, Zane Valdez, hit into that 3-hole, and batting cleanup today is number 36, Boston Townsend. Followed by number 1, Cooper Harvoth, number 44, Cooper McCowan, and number 18, Parker Simons, number 7, Harrison Perkins, and then rounding out the batting order is number 10, Sebastian Wingrove. So looks like we do have a roster, but again, we do not have numbers. And so that's a little bit of an oddity, as you typically are going to see at least the number. I know when I was checking out the Indiana Bulls roster online late last night, just kind of curious about some of their performance, and obviously they're playing in a lot of good tournaments across the country, and that kind of thing. But they had about 18 on their roster, so a pretty big roster from what I could see online. And obviously that's subject to change I think at the end of the day, the roster that they submit when they register for the tournament can change.
Yeah, I mean, we know we play for a bigger regional club as well, and that there can always be a little bit of movement there.
You bet. And then always that opportunity where you have possibly some pitcher onlys.
Yeah, the disadvantage here, like you were saying, to the fact that we have numbers only, like we can say the catcher for the Bulls is Woodlock. I can see his name on the back of his jersey, but all I can see is 28 for the guy on the bump, and I can look and see it looks like it's Bland. I think they've got him listed as the pitcher, but that's who they listed as their pitcher. But a lot of times, some last-minute changes happen, so we're doing our best to get it right. Oh.
No, I'm just adjusting it a little bit here to try to get our our volumes kind of measured here.
That's a good cut.
Swing and a miss on pitch number 1 for Kilman. And if I messed you up there, Kevin, just let me know.
No, you're good. I thought something was dropping out there, and I just didn't know.
So, fastball followed by an off-speed. Kilman feeling like he saw that one. Swing, no contact.
I was saying that he's doing a hell of a cut for that ball. He's swinging hard.
That one inside.
Well, it's certainly not the first time that we've played a team that is playing kind of nationally and nationally renowned. We played down there in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and that was a huge tournament. I can't remember. It was 80-plus teams, I think.
Yeah. One of the best teams we faced is actually playing right over our right shoulder right now on the field behind us. So that one's quickly 3-2. So 2 really quick strikes followed by 3 balls.
Yeah.
Fouled back. It's on the right side. Looks like it's out of play.
We can actually get hit by a ball right here, dear. So
Pitch went right back to that fastball. Challenge pitch, kind of right down the pipe. Kilman just missing on that one, fouling it out right side.
What do they have for food, babe?
He's got a hot dog and some Skittles.
Okay.
That's what he needed was Skittles.
Bring it. Mom, he wants you to watch the Skittles.
Swing and a miss.
And Kilman goes down on strike swinging, and that is going to bring up Brooks Carr. So you'll see with the MacNSeitz lineup at any given time, it looks like just a pause in play right here. Looks like there's a towel on the field.
Oh.
And so we'll clean up some of that equipment on the field as play will resume.
Hands dry. Oh.
But it looks like we have about 4 lefties on the roster and in the lineup, and it's nice to be able to go back and forth, right to left, and see how those pitchers are able to adjust to that. A good sequence there by the starting pitcher for the Bulls, but really I felt like a quality at-bat by Kilman, taking that 6 pitches in, and unfortunately not able to come up with the win.
One missed a little bit on the inside, looked like. Upper part of the zone for a strike. 1-1 for Brooks as he steps back into the box here.
Oh, yeah.
Takes that one down the middle there, so Brooks is ready to go here. He's sitting with a 1-2 count.
Come here and stay for the weekend.
Swing and miss. So second straight batter goes down on strikes, and the pitcher for the Bulls collects his second strikeout.
Well, not a strong showing right out of the gate, but hot-hitting Zane Valdez now has his chance.
Let's see if he can keep his streak going, or if this pitcher continues to carve up the side.
Come on, Zane.
Up and out.
So Valdez showing some good patience right there, looking pretty relaxed in the box. Townsend getting his practice swings in, waiting on deck. And 2 pitches, 2 balls to start.
Bounces in, almost hitting that bright pink leg guard that Zane's rocking there. So it's 3-0. I got to imagine we're straight taken here. We are, and 3-1. Still hitters count.
Well, we get to see what kind of confidence the pitcher has if he goes back to that fastball. He does and leaves it a little bit high. Valdez will earn him a free one.
So the pit crew will step in and help Boston get the gear off here so that he can get in to hit. Now pitcher and catcher doing a little talking here, figuring out how they want to handle this hitter with a runner on. I got to imagine we're going to see some back picks here, try to keep him distance close on that runner. But a little bit of strategy being discussed out there on the bump.
Absolutely, and a little bit of a contrast in style of the calls from day to day, game to game. Last couple of games, I felt like we started with some pretty tight strike zones.
Yep.
And this one seemed to be a little bit more liberal, calling some of those ones on that upper line. And actually, I kind of like that because I feel like that makes it a little bit more of a hitter's game.
So that is a, yeah, I mean, I think we always talk about as long as the zone's consistent and, you know, every ump's entitled to that zone. And all I think both teams want is what's good for one team is good for the other, and we're good to go. Chasing the high pitch there for a strike.
Pitch, Boston, you're ready now.
So Townsend takes his sign from Coach Jake Sawyer over there on third. A modest lead by Valdez. Good athlete over there, pretty good speed.
Now you're ready, now you're ready.
Fouls that one straight back.
And so typically your timing pretty good when it's coming straight back. So just narrowly missing that one.
So everything at the top of the zone, the fastball at the top of the zone, we talk about this every broadcast. One of the hardest pitches to catch up to if you got a pitcher that's dealing and he can pinpoint his spot at the top of the zone. That's a tough pitch to catch up to.
Yes. Reaches out and throws the hands at it for a single.
There we go. Boston does what we were talking about before, just get the barrel to it and see what happens, right? And it bloops in for a hit.
Just a beautiful piece of hitting, really. And you know, I tell you what, he saw that one that was on that high edge and felt like he kind of saw it, was a little bit behind, but made a nice adjustment right there. And even though that ball was probably not going to be called a strike, he reached his hands out and is able to continue the inning. 2 runners on now for MacNSeitz at second and first. Cooper Harvath at the plate.
It's a good team at bat right there, right? I did not mention it, but there is a courtesy runner on first for Boston. That's Reed Satterwhite. That's our other catcher who is getting to play the role of courtesy runner for our catcher today. Takes that one on the inside part of the plate for a strike.
I had them one ready today, and I had them in a couple of cups. They drank one full one. Do one and filled it up again.
Pop up, this one right side. Right fielder calling for it. And that'll be out number 3. So that does it for us in the first inning, folks. Right now, score is 2-0 in favor of the Indiana Bulls. We'll take a short break here to try to readjust a couple of these cameras. And folks, if you are watching and you have joined us, please drop a like or a comment on our video. Certainly helps with our analytics and all that good stuff. We'll be right back with you when the action resumes.
And then you can zoom in.
Well, I gotta see if I even got him there. Let me see. Nope, I need to move it over.
Happy to help, John. I can't grow that quick. No kidding. Jump and adjust it down. Oh, you got to see her. I didn't know if you had to, had to take a call or something. I thought.
down.
Got one. I think it's so cool to catch them when they're pitching. Look, you got one of them. Isn't it cool how you catch them when they're...
Well, warm-up's complete.
I know you do. You got some really, really good
And
ones.
this will bring us to the top of the second.
Pretty sure you don't want to go there to get them.
Kind of an interesting change in the batting lineup for MacNSeitz. Lee not batting.
Yeah, they do.
So I
Got one
know
there.
that well, I know he likes to, or Jake, I'm sorry. I know that Jake likes to try to
Oh,
keep
that was
his
good.
pitchers
Yes,
as
nice
POs
stuff.
when they're pitching whenever
Okay,
possible. And I know we've not had enough guys necessarily all the time to be able to do that. But that was something that I had heard early on in the season was going to be the attempt.
Another one.
To let pitchers be pitchers on the day in the game where they're pitching, but I'm not sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Lee's been swinging
Boy,
a good
must be a
bat,
bad wreck somewhere.
so presence will be missed in the lineup. But I understand if there's wanting to focus on pitching, I guess.
Ball in play. This one right over to short.
Get him,
Tillman throws over to first, and that's going to be out number one.
Didn't even get a chance to tell you who was in there. Sorry about that, gang.
John Robert the other day.
Looks like that was Romero that was in there before. At least that's if my list is right. And then this is Kozensky, I believe, or it should be. Let's double check and see. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, maybe we can write their numbers down as the game progresses.
That's a great idea here.
Okay,
If I get a look at it, I'll do that.
Get another one.
Kozensky looks like he is number 3. Okay.
Well, it certainly is a strategy, and I know that going back to high school season, so Tucker had played for Liberty here this past year, and anytime they had one of the position players that was pitching, they definitely held him out of the hitting lineup.
Yeah, that is, and for our high school, the seniors on the varsity squad were able to hit as pitchers, but nobody else. So only the guys who it was their last season could override the PO kind of mentality.
Well, that off speed coming down in the dirt, bouncing up off of this turf, which, like we've talked about so often, can be rather bouncy. Jumped up and caught the umpire. So Boston Townsend doing the class act here and heads out to talk with Tuck to give this umpire just a moment to collect himself.
Yeah, concussion protocol, and I don't think it's going to be executed here, but yeah.
But a courtesy that's always appreciated, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's still shaking a little cobwebs off there. To assume that everything's right would assume everything was right to begin with, so he's maybe as good as it's going to get here. Says go ahead.
Nice. Nice.
Strike catches the outside corner there.
Got him watching. Let's go. Let's go, 2-7. Oh, shit.
And a single right through the infield, in between the third baseman and shortstop. Did a good job of sitting on that off speed.
Yeah.
So it was definitely right in there for a strike, but he waited on it and did a nice piece of hitting right there.
Yeah, he was able to keep his hands back and then stay through that ball to guide it into the gap. So this is Woodlock hitting number 96. He's a catcher for the Bulls. We got one away, one on.
That one missing outside.
So I can hear the chatter there. So they're saying that one missed low, not missing away there.
Oh, okay. Good distinction, right?
So good block by Boston there to keep the ball in front of him and keep the runner over there close to the bag.
Absolutely, flashing a little leather right there on a backhand, just getting out there. That was a decent little stretch for him to stop the ball, keeping it in front.
Yeah, this field plays a little faster straight back than, whoa, ball over Boston's head there, and the runner ends up on second.
Settle in, 2-7. You're all right.
So not sure that ball looked like it just kind of left the fingers a little.
Okay, no harm.
A little early.
He was gonna steal
and so
anyway.
wild pitch, and Runner, of course, makes his way over to second uncontested.
Yeah, you see that a lot of time when you think the runner's going to jump. Sometimes something just goes a little wrong, or maybe it's just my the way I end up seeing it retrospectively. Gets another strike there with that one.
Well, certainly you see that movement, almost feel it, right? And it kind of creeps into the back of your head, and one of those things you still need to finish that pitch.
A little bit outside. Walk one.
So first walk of the day for Lee. That'll put runners on first and second.
You're all right.
Only one away here in the early part of the second.
So a courtesy runner over there on first base.
This is number 22, it looks like.
Yeah, I can't quite see that.
That is Sullivan.
Sullivan.
Yeah. Okay. So everything's correct. I love it when a coach has got their lineup correct.
Did you think you said something? I mean, when I first saw that picture.
Another one up and over.
Hold it. Somebody posted.
No shot at a throw down there, so runners will advance.
So kind of wonder if he's trying to maybe just, yeah, that's the backstop camera.
Okay.
Had to switch from that as the net kind of moved the camera around, but.
Come on, Tuck. Make him swing.
Right side, looks like that will be foul.
Not by much, though. That was another one of those. He threw the barrel at it and put it in play, left it open and sent that down the line. Could have been dangerous if that drops in, because that is a little bit of a no man's land territory over there, right along that first baseline in that corner.
Well, it's interesting. I think as Tucker and I were talking about this game coming up today, and we're talking about how we felt like this was going to be probably a pretty
Ball
good
on the field.
Sorry
about that.
No, you're good. We felt like this was going to be a good hitting team, and so we knew that we were going to need a pretty good, strong defensive, play behind him. Interesting, just kind of who we've kind of selected to play in various spots. Perkins having done such a great job out there in the outfield for us, and now playing, starting out here at second base today. Maybe not what I would have, foresaw, but not to say that Coach Sawyer isn't moving his pieces around.
So rings him up for a strikeout. Inside part of the plate to the hitter.
Go 2-7!
Yeah, it looked like Sullivan was not too happy with that call, but first strikeout of the day for Lee.
Yeah, this is Deal. Looks like number 8, or I'm sorry, Beal. Number 8, Beal.
Get another one.
He's stepping into the box now.
Let's get another one.
Listed as their DH. They're running 2 EHs as well as a DH here, so they've got an 11-man lineup to hit here. So they're looking to do damage here, looking to put some hurt, keeping as many of their hitters in the lineup as possible, which is one of the things you can do in pool play. I mean, actually, can we do that in the tournaments at this level too, even in the bracket? I think we are still allowed.
Yeah, I believe so.
That one buzzing the tower.
So a little chin music right there,
Go
kind of backing him and brushing him off the inside of that plate.
Buzzing the tower.
Swing and a miss.
That's a nice pitch, too.
So still 2 runners on, 2 away.
Nice.
Beal is now sitting with 2 strikes. Yes.
Oh, I think umpires called it 2-1.
Pitch him another hard one like that. He likes it high.
Okay, sorry, that was the first strike of the
There it is.
Nice!
Just my clairvoyance sneaking in. I'm sorry about that. I can't control the gift
That's
all
a
the
nice
time.
one. Nice
I'll
pitch.
tell you what, we'll take it. And interesting, Beal chasing that one. He felt like he saw that ball, that high fastball, laid off the curve.
Come on, strike him out right here. Yes!
Up the middle.
Yeah, fly ball. Zane Valdez calling for it. And out number 3.
Way to go, Jack.
Way to go, guys!
So score remains 2-0 Bulls.
Let's go, boys, let's go!
Yeah, so the Bulls leave a couple stranded right there, and MacNSeitz doing a good job of holding them off and giving themselves a chance to kind of chip away here at the lead, moving into bottom of the second.
We'll have our work cut out for us when we return. We got some runs to make up here, and when the Bulls retake the field, they'll be back at the top of their lineup. So we know what they can do. We've seen them put that ball in play. So there's no rest ahead for the MacNSeitz black team.
That's pressure, man.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to go on a quick break here and fix our wonderful backstop camera once again.
That's too goddamn out. Step up there. It happens all the time. I love the picture. No. Boy, I always thought when he placed he was kind of like a cleanup because he'd be that forward.
All right. Looks like number 44, Cooper McCowan, stepping into the box here to lead off this.
Yeah, so unusual to be calling these guys in the bottom of the of the inning.
I just had to catch myself because it's every time it's the top. Swinging through, looked like a foul tip to the mitt there.
Go, Coop.
Ump says yes, foul tip to the mitt.
He's a little pitcher too.
So Parker Simons waiting on deck.
Strike looking for Cooper McCowan there.
I was talking with Anthony Wingrove, that's Sebastian Wingrove's father. He is waiting in reserve today right now, but one of the things that we see with a lot of youth hitters is they'll swing and miss, and then they'll automatically take on their next one.
Swing and miss to strike out there. Yeah.
And so McCowan goes down swinging right there, and that'll be Simons. But one of those things that I think kind of from a baseball IQ standpoint, as the guys continue to progress in the game and things like that, they have to really truly be ready and confident, ready to go and swing, even if they didn't make contact on that first swing. But these guys coming back, barreling right down the pipe, and just kind of waiting.
Yeah, the Bulls pitcher Bland here is filling up the zone a lot of the time. That one just missing on the outside, I think. So the approach has got to be he's going to be in and around the zone, so just stay ready and drive your pitch and get rid of the ones you don't want, right? Like there's no.
This one's straight up, and pitcher is calling for it. That'll be out number 2.
So 2 quick outs. He collects a strikeout and a fly out in quick succession here.
So Bulls team looking rather relaxed right now.
I know the game the other day,
But I tell you what, the MacNSeitz boys out in the dugout, they're all up on the fence. Definitely attention is on the game.
Perkins takes that ball on the outside of the plate.
Go, Harrison.
So you mentioned earlier Harrison playing second base. Maybe it's only the second or third time I think I've ever seen him play second. So takes a second pitch on the outside there. So he's sitting in a 2-0 count at the moment. Off the end.
No.
So backhanded by the second baseman, and Perkins showing that great speed. Legs that one out for an infield single.
Yeah, second baseman took a second to pound his glove on the ground, and I think that cost him the out there. So thought he had a second, underestimated maybe Perkins' speed there.
Absolutely. I would have thought maybe he would have charged that just a bit, but I think going to his right and ended up backhanding that and
made a good play on the ball.
Yeah, no, clean glove
and
all that, but great speed by Perkins and a great effort right out of the box.
So this is Sebastian Wingrove fouling that ball long on the right side there.
Oh, that's my mistake. I called that just a moment ago saying that Sebastian was in reserve, but he is not. So he must be in that DH position.
Fouls that one off himself. So 2 quick fouls, 2 quick strikes there. So battle's the name of the game here.
So this is the end of the lineup for MacNSeitz, and then we'll be back to the top of the order.
Which is funny because I just saw, I'm pretty sure
I'm looking at the, what am I looking at here? I got a couple of different lineups from the last couple of games, and I think I'm calling that incorrectly. My apologies, folks.
He goes. So could not hold up. That pitch well outside of the zone, but Sebastian committed to that one and couldn't hold up, went all the way around.
Yeah, good looking off speed right there. Definitely kind of fooled him. I don't think that's exactly what he was looking for. He tried to hold back with a check swing and went just a bit too far. That'll take us to top of the third as MacNSeitz takes the field. We'll take a short break here, folks. We've got a lot of baseball game yet to go here, but moving quickly as when we're back to the action, it'll be top of the third.
Maybe Boston's flipping him off instead of giving him a signal. Back at him. Just a bit high, he says. He's laughing about it, just a bit high.
Okay, here we go.
Seen your son in a while.
Top 3. Bland, their leadoff hitter for the Bulls in this inning, leadoff hitter in the game. So he's currently the guy they got on the bump, hitting leadoff, and play is about to resume. Bump signals, everything's good to go.
Oh, is it?
So Lee working from the windup.
This is upstairs on the first pitch.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. There you go.
Nice.
Outside part of the plate for a strike.
So Lee's last outing coming in a championship game here in our last tournament. Boys played some good baseball. We came up short there in the championship game. Lee had 6 strikeouts, pitched 5 innings, and a number of errors kind of behind him in the field out there. But it was a good game overall.
Good hitting team that we're facing, playing 16U guys, and they took every advantage that they could when they put that ball in play. They put it in the play deep, and they just got a lot of extra base hits and sort of put a hurting on us late in the game.
And that one missing upstairs. So a leadoff walk for the Bulls.
Yeah, I like them harder.
So this is number 12, Burnett. He's their left fielder, I believe.
I know I like them. Yeah, I know, but I like them.
So Lee will switch to working from the stride.
Okay, this endures. Come on, Tuck.
Off the hands.
Come on,
This is going to be tough. And Tillman unable to come up with the play. Fielded it cleanly, but throw not in time as
That kid was
Bulls
fast.
batter
You got to charge that ball.
quick out of the box.
Takes a real aggressive charge to be able to play a slow roller like that, and that's usually a play that you bare hand. You don't get your glove involved because you got every second matters there. You don't the transfer can make that play impossible.
You bet, and not to mention with a runner on first base, you got your middle infield playing double play depth, so he had a lot of ground to cover as Lee jammed him up on that one. Ball gets by the catcher, and runners will advance uncontested.
Place his boys where they belong.
So the hitter right now for the Bulls is their one of their EH is Wade, number 13. So I'm pretty sure that's going to go down as a pass ball that time. He got his glove on that one. So
You want your third baseman, he don't hold him.
Definitely working to the inside there.
Halfway down that damn line, and he never moves.
Nope.
healthy hack. That's going to end up in the right field of the field to our left.
He could have thrown it down there and got him out,
But he's not
he
on there.
never moves. He stands right there.
Clear power if Wade's able to straighten it out here. It's going to be a long one.
But it's awesome.
So fake throw to third just to get that runner back.
He was going to throw it, but why? Ain't nobody there.
Yeah, Cooper Harbaugh over there on third, not really super accustomed to playing third, but has played there pretty frequently here in the summer season.
So we can see this hitter looking to keep everything oppo, right? Lefty hitter, and everything's going to the left side of the field. That is clearly an approach. He wants these two runners to be able to get in, so he wants it down that line in that corner, and he wants both these runners on.
So Lee missing upstairs once again, and I see him kind of dropping in that back leg a little bit early. I like to see, as he comes up with that leg lift on the front, a little bit more drift and then staying a little bit taller. Fly ball left side, Cooper McCowan cleans that up, a tag at third, and a run will score. Actually, both runners advance even.
Yeah, so not an aggressive throw in there. What was a one hopper to the cutoff, which again sort of allows that the dual tag and dual advance, one of them for a run. So it makes it a 3-0 game, one away.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hope and I don't want to say expect, but obviously McCowan was very deep, right?
Sure.
And so I appreciate that, but I'd like a little bit more energy coming from that throw into third base to prevent that runner advancement.
There you go.
And our
Beautiful.
infielders are 3 steps into the grass. That's a reasonable cutoff location for guys to hit, I think. And that's you're having the field, right? Both guys got to throw the same distance to get it to home plate. So one to the cutoff, one to the catcher.
So Lee with an off speed for strike one.
Straight back, fouled over us here. That'll misalign that backstop camera one more time.
Yeah, I need to get a rubber band on that bad boy.
I'm not sure it would help, man. The nets are the bane of our existence here. Like, trying to film or shoot a baseball game through a net is challenging. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Boston will collect and throw on to first.
Good job. Good job, Boston.
Back in position to be able to make that play. So second out there. Did a good job of looking the runner back at third to make sure he didn't have time to advance, and actually forced him to run back to third and actually tag.
I'll wait on you right here.
So really a good heads-up play by Boston Townsend right there. And I think it's very simple to understand, like, oh, gosh, I got to get that ball, I got to collect it, I got to get the right angle to make a good throw down. But he had the presence of mind to look that runner back.
Yeah, so same play made by both members of the battery here. Tuck made one of those early on, and Boston made one a little bit later. This is Dixon here, who's stepping into the boxes. Double zeros. I missed getting Smith's number. He was the one that had the drop third there and thrown out at first. Boston again fakes a throw down to third. 2 away. We're not throwing to third unless he's got him dead to rights. Bounces and gloved. All right.
Well, the backstops here at the home field baseball complex, not super deep like we see in some of the larger fields. Obviously, we had the opportunity to play at a couple of college fields here earlier this year, and incredibly deep backstops. And so really great to see some good hands and good glove work by your catchers
Well, whatever day it was we
to
were at the
protect
game.
those bases. So Lee, 4 pitches, 4 balls, and that's going to be, I think, walk number 2.
You down, let's get him.
Yes, second walk of the game. Runners at first and third here. Want the whole infield in here to be able to go over their first and third defense. We've got an arsenal here. We've got a number of signals that are going on, but in this case, they want a conversation. They want to make sure that there's no room for error. You know, pitcher and catcher get on the same page a lot of the time with some hand signals and you'll hear the catcher sort of step out. He'll be doing some hand gestures and calling out some numbers, typically letting everybody know who's doing what the play is, what the plan is. But they sometimes need a little bit more than that. They want to make sure that they have a chance to tell all the infielders where they're expected to be and how they want them moving. So looks like he's got his infield on the same page, and play is getting ready to resume here now.
So it'll be interesting to see what the boys drew up. Runner goes.
So throw back to the pitcher. Tuck looks back the runner at third, but does not make the throw to second.
Hey, there they are. Clean it up, boys. Here, one hut.
So much ado about nothing there. You know, good talk.
Well, they've had some success with getting that guy on the runner on third out there in no man's land in the past.
Nice.
Beautiful pitch there, right down the barrel for a first pitch strike.
First pitch, 2-7.
No, second pitch. Sorry about that, because that's right. We missed that. I gotcha. So I think this is Winkler in the box right now, I believe. I have not caught it. Oh, yeah, number 1. Let's see if that's right.
And so Winkler calling for a pause.
You're getting right.
Bounced up and over off the glove. That run will get across, and runner does advance.
Once in a while, they do get a bad throw. Not gonna be perfect.
I tell you what, Boston's had his hands full here early, moving laterally left and right, flashing some good leather. But man, when it's pitch after pitch, it can be some tough sledding.
He's been doing really well. I think he's got 5 official pass balls on the season, so he's been doing really well. But you know, there's a time and a place when you can't catch up to it here. You know, got a pitcher who's throwing hard. It's even harder to get your chest out over that when it bounces, or to be able to get your body to follow your glove when the ball's coming in that much quicker. So, you know, I know he's working hard back there. Up the middle again.
So an RBI single, and now the Bulls up 5-0.
So in the body language, you pretty much can see the shoulders just went down on a lot of the guys out in the field, which not necessarily great to see here.
No, definitely not. And obviously when you get down kind of early in the game and you haven't had a lot of offensive production, you start to wonder, gosh, is this going to go quickly?
Fouled up. Into the spectators' pool there.
All I can think is it coming right.
So Lee hasn't pitched terrible here.
Oh
a couple of walks, has had a couple of strikeouts so far, but the Bulls hitters have definitely had their way up to this point. I think we've had a couple of small miscues just out there in the outfield. I wouldn't necessarily say, just a big fielding error. I thought Valdez really made a tremendous effort on that leadoff batter for the game. But outside of that, maybe a couple of balls not handled as cleanly or relayed back into the infield as quickly as we could have.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of, I think we talk about it a lot. There's that mental part of it, man. You just got to keep your head in it no matter what's happening. You got to stay present and ready to go. Fouls that one down the left side there. This player has a hyphenated last name. I have just Romero. I can't read the writing to make out the second last name, but he's number 14, last name Romero for the Bulls.
Well, Romero looks like he's about 18. That's a big guy right there. Runner goes.
Gets a great jump there. No shot there. The ball is just crossing the plate as he's sliding into second.
Yeah, definitely timed that one very well. And then also on top of it, an off-speed pitch.
Sure. So my Austin friends are watching the game from their patio right now. I can't. I like being at the ball game, but I also wouldn't mind watching a ball game on the patio. So a little jealous at the moment. I mean, I'm happy to have the front row seat. Don't get me wrong, but I would love to be hanging out with them beside their pool in their beautiful backyard.
Ball in play. This one over to shortstop. That's Alex Kilman.
Long throw makes the out. He had to wait there for that runner to pass before he could field that ball. Long hop and thrown across.
Well, MacNSeitz gets out of that inning, but not before the Bulls add a few more. And right now, I've got the score 5-0. I'm going to check Game Changer real quick. I had a couple things going on with the cameras. Every now and then, I miss a run. But I tell you what, I wish I had that poolside view myself. It's been some warm days out here in the Kansas and Missouri, greater Kansas City area, but I don't know, it gets pretty warm down there in Austin too.
Yeah, man, they live in this sort of the perfect climate if you like heat, right? Because it doesn't ever get super cold. They have that weird winter down there, but then they live in a great part of town. They have a beautiful home, so it's like I'm sure they're not too upset when it gets hot. They just slink into the pool and watch the ball game.
So she'll probably
Good deal here. It looks like the Indiana Bulls will stick with their starting pitcher here into the top of the third, and he's made quick work of the MacNSeitz batters. We have not hit through the order just yet. The last batter in the order is going to be the leadoff batter when we get back to play, and that'll be Miles Vaughn. Waiting on deck will be the top of our order, Alex Kilman. Well, I tell you what, I love getting out here, and Kansas City just has some of the best facilities. We talked about this a little bit the other day, but getting out here and being able to see some of the top teams that the Midwest really kind of has to offer. We don't see a lot of East Coast and West Coast type teams, but we definitely see some teams from down south a little bit, but we do get to see a lot of really competitive teams.
Yeah, we got a pretty good bubble because we won't get Texas, but we'll get Oklahoma. We'll definitely get Arkansas. We go in the other day, we get Colorado. We definitely all the way up to South Dakota. We've had teams from North and South Dakota come and play here. We've got a team from Indiana we're playing right now, so we definitely get a good chunk of the geography being located centrally here where we are.
Well, Miles Vaughn, a batter with some good power when he's able to get that bat on the ball. Still kind of waiting for him to kind of break out here this summer season. He's had some good moments for sure, but maybe an opportunity here to kind of breathe some life back into the game for MacNSeitz.
Miles has been fantastic leading the team in walks, so he's definitely got the patience. He's got a good sense of the zone, swinging through that one there, but really strong at being able to be disciplined and only attacking the pitches that are in the zone so far this season.
I don't know if my eyes deceive me a little bit here, but he's almost adopting the characteristic Townsend shimmy.
Oh, no. We're going to have more hips not lying. He carves that one over to the third baseman, who bounces it to the first baseman, able to hold the bag for the out.
Well, a nice dig by the first baseman over there on one knee and going away from the bag.
Should be awesome. And is there such fish as a grayling or
but
something?
not a bad ball in play by Vaughn.
Anyway, then
taking that oppo across the outer half of the plate and taking it where it needed to go.
Yep.
But
and then she did
the Bulls coming up with that one. Now, Alex Kilman.
Had quite a lot of backspin on that one. You could see it curving through the air as it was going. So, AK.
Large hit. This one over the head of the left fielder. Kilman's rounding first. He's going to be up at second
Awesome.
for a double.
Almost didn't make the slide all the way to second base there, but great there for our second batter to rip a double there.
I mean,
Oh my gosh, my excitement right there. I forgot to switch the cameras. But wow, Kilman with a great knock right there. And
See,
you could
this
tell
is
the
shorter
Indiana
fences.
Bulls were not
See,
playing deep.
Center field was only
And
375.
so a well-struck ball, and that'll bring up Brooks Carr.
So second time
Yeah,
through the
when we played
lineup,
on
we've
yesterday,
seen the
it was
guys'
400%.
arsenal now. So like this, any good team is going to be able to pick up what's going on with the pitcher by the time they're the second and third time through the lineup, and they're going to have a little bit more intel. How does he hold it? What are your cues? And Kilman sat on the pitch he wanted to drive, and he got a hold of it.
Designated hitter.
Well, we're not goddamn pros.
So catcher and pitcher getting on the same page here. Anytime you got a runner at second, you want to make sure you know your sign sequence. Nobody, sign stealing is part of baseball, but nobody wants to be a victim of it.
I told her to color it so they'd be pretty.
Man, we'll play games where we actually hear the parents shouting out the signs, like I think at this age, if you think you got a coach from the stands, then maybe you're in the wrong league. But so I find it more funny than frustrating, though, at that point,
Yeah, there is a lot of discussion in the forums about sign stealing and things of that nature, but it's always been part of the ball game. And I think obviously the older you get, the better you get, and the more accustomed you get to it. You'll see the batter even communicating to his base runners.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys came in.
But even knowing the pitch that's coming in doesn't mean you're going to be able to hit it.
I was just trying to get out of your way, get going.
I mean, if you're
Well,
you get a sign wrong and you've got somebody taking in a full count, so you still got to be a hitter in that box. I don't care how much intel you've got, you still got to be able to do your job there.
So a modest lead over there at second.
Rarely do. I try to keep these stuff together.
So pitch is less competitive this time. I'm not dogging the pitcher in any way, shape, or form, but he's intentionally not trying to get anything too much in the heart of the zone here. He's got a runner in scoring position. They've got a nice lead. They want to protect it. So he's going to be painting edges. He's going to be living around the perimeter of that strike zone.
And he dials one up for a strike right there. Now 3-1 count, so hitter's count for Brooks Carr.
So now he's got to bring something that at least looks like a strike. He's got inside a swing here, and he does. So not a strike if Brooks is not swinging. So really great pitch by that pitcher there.
Fly ball, this one's center field. It's going to be shallow, but he's able to come up with that for out number 2.
Yeah, that one caught a lot of plate, and Brooks was able to get his barrel to it and put it up the middle, just right at him. So as you said in the first at bat, Zane's been hot of late, quiet in the first at bat. Let's see if we can get back to true to form here. Whoops, I've been sleeping on my filming duties here. I've got lost in the game.
I know you did.
Easy to do.
Not okay.
So some discussion out there on the field. I think they're just talking about, I don't know if they're talking about the birds. I don't know, but play is resuming, and so good looking off speed right there. Zane feeling like he had a good hack at it, got the bat on the ball.
Great.
So I'm signaling that play can resume here.
And a ball on the field. So that'll pause play here for just a moment.
Bulls coach collects that with some rapidity there.
So we've got 4 fields right here by us, and foul ball is certainly a part of the gameplay.
Upstairs, and Valdez shows some patience there. He's rewarded with a ball.
How does that step out too?
Zane calls time, and looks to regain the tempo of the at-bat here.
Stayed up there forever just looking. Man.
You can feel the tempo slowed way down, right? I mean, runner on, 2 outs, and you can see that this pitcher's rhythm has changed. It's intentional, like for those of you that don't watch a lot of baseball like we do, this is a fantastic strategy by a pitcher to get the hitter off their rhythm.
We got 1 out.
That one catches the inside part of the plate.
2 outs?
Yeah,
1. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the pitch that Valdez is looking for, right? I mean, a great pitch, tough one to hit, and he's looking for a little something else to drive.
He started number 4. Yeah, it was the boy behind you. Yes!
Right at the first baseman, who steps on the bag and collects out number 3. So that will
I missed one then.
end that half of the 4th.
Number 5.
And so MacNSeitz still scoreless here. That'll take us to
yeah.
top of 4.
2-7.
And the score 5-0 in favor of the Indiana Bulls. So a short break here, folks. We'll be right back with you
He's effective
when the inning begins.
with Empire right here. Kind of over here. Kind of over here. That is one.
Well, warm-ups are all done, and the Indiana Bulls rather are ready to go. MacNSeitz sticks with Lee up there on the hill.
Get it going. Get it going.
All right. I can hop back in here now too. Let's see. That breeze is wonderful, man. The weather is so good right now. I didn't, you know what? Did not catch, I think this is number 3, Kaczynski, that's in the box right now. I'm pretty sure that's where we left off, but I did not mark my sheet last time, so hopefully I'm right. I'll double check that for those of you that are Bulls fans out there watching. That one misses inside.
Well, I agree, a beautiful day right now, and sun setting over here just to the right of right field.
There you go.
That's a strike. Nice.
So good looking off speed right there, some tight control.
Foul tip to the
Nice.
mid.
You're good,
Second
2-7.
strike. So that is
One more.
Kaczynski,
one more.
number 3.
And a good pitch right there. Get hit Kaczynski kind of reaching, right? And just fouling off there. And so what I wouldn't like to see is anything over the plate.
That one caught a little bit more plate. So both of those pitches off the end of the bat, the difference being the first one off the blunt end of the bat there. The second one caught a little bit more barrel.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Fly ball, center field.
Get it, get it, get it.
Catchable
Yes!
and caught.
That's right. Valdez coming up with a nice one as he's going to his knees on the catch.
Anticipating a slide but not getting one there. He came quickly to a halt there when he dropped to his knees.
Good job, Zane.
Those long
So
legs
those are the
pay
kind of
off.
outs that MacNSeitz really needs to
Cover
get,
that
right? When we're
ground.
getting those pop flies, we're getting the ground balls.
Well, I told him I'd
We've got to
let
come
him know.
up with those outs in order to kind of claw our way back into this one.
Yeah, for sure. This is the catcher Woodlock, 96. Woodlock is a batter at the plate, following that one back here into the net.
Dang it, I hate it when this comes around.
Good hack there, sent that one skyward.
It is? See how high them balls go?
So you talked about this, except for on the other side, and for our batters, seeing the pitcher, you know, for a second time around.
You'll take the hit?
Obviously, the
Oh,
Indiana
okay, I'll
Bulls are
let you
in this
climb over.
situation
Might
as
have
well.
to knock you down on the ground to get it.
Another one fouled back, almost the same location there. So two pitches back to back, both
That
fouled
was
back.
very close,
So
Steve, for toppling over.
2 strikes.
Stay on one, Brett. Let's go. Don't be early to
Go 2-7. It's a nice pitch.
Up on the right side. Pitcher calls for the ball. Tuck drops it on
Pitchers never
the way down.
First baseman should have had it.
So really the first baseman's ball right there,
No, he
and
had it.
Tucker Lee kind of encroaching
Okay,
on
and the other one was
that
coming
first
up on him.
baseman's
I'm sure he caught him out of
territory.
his side
He was
vision.
vocal about it, and so the first baseman lets him have it.
Yeah, 100% though. That's where the pitcher's not an athlete when they're on the bump, right? We hear that a lot of the time.
Get off. Let's go,
So
guys.
he wanted that ball, but maybe should have laid off of that and let Miles take in that play.
Well, that is definitely one of those learning moments, and you hope as these guys continue to progress and play that they learn from those mistakes. And certainly I know they'll be reviewing some video and hopefully learn from it.
So, number 22, Sullivan, is the hitter for the Bulls now. They got a runner on.
He did because that kid's running and he catch
First
him off.
baseman. Yeah, first baseman, all he had to do is just get it.
There you go.
Strike
Anyway,
called.
it happens, so.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's...
Yeah, I know. There.
Oh, that was a good-looking pitch right there. I don't know if
No.
possibly a little bit low, but a nice throw down by Boston.
Right on the money.
Called her over to second as he thought
Good try,
the
Boston.
runner just kind of not really paying close attention, was he?
Barely got his foot back in there. That was a lot closer than it probably should have been when he's throwing from the backstop all the way out there. So there's a 1 out. 2-1 is the count right now with that ball that got away. Runner on second. Batter attempts to get timeout called, but not able to get the ump's attention, and that pitch will go across as a ball. Makes it 3-1 to Sullivan.
Yeah.
That ball outside for ball 4. So runners on first and second, 1 away.
And Coach Jake Sawyer wanting to talk about it.
So score sitting at 5-0. You got number 8 Beal coming into the box. If you remember from before, he's a bigger guy. Looks like he's got some power. So there is some concern. And when following Beal, they turn the corner and they get back to the top of their lineup. We've seen the damage that they can do. We know that those guys are some hitters, and so Jake Sawyer is wanting to check in and make sure his guys understand what they got in front of him and knows what he wants to do with the pitching here going forward too.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, I think a lot of times when you're up there on the mound and you see a coach step out from the dugout to take a look at things, you can sometimes read that situation a little bit wrong. You're emotional, you want to compete, and you feel like things are kind of in control. I think that's 4 walks on the day for Lee. And right now at 80 pitches, you know, he's not got a whole lot of baseball left to throw, right?
Yeah. I think that's probably what's going on, right? Just, hey, you're at 80 pitches here, so. Big moment, big pitch there, first pitch strike. So Tuck showing real good control. When he's on that outside part of the plate there, he's dotting it and freezing the guys a lot of the time. You're not seeing a swing a lot of the time on that outside part of the plate from the Bulls. Bounced and blocked. Runner scampers back to second as Boston's able to keep it in front of him that time. You notice these boys on the Bulls, some of them, a lot of tall players there, so you're not always seeing them right up on the line in the box. So there is room on that outside edge if you can dot your spots. Comes back inside for the swinging strike there. Nice pitch there.
Yeah, definitely like that. A lot of focus on that outside, and then coming back to the inside for a good-looking strike right there. 1-2 count.
So good-looking off-speed there. Not able to get the call. I thought that might have caught a little bit of zone, but ump says no. So we
At bat continues.
2-2. Runner still at first and second with one away. Lead staying kind of modest here. We're getting good secondaries, but nobody's making that jump.
Yeah, and you can tell right there, Boston would have liked to have seen Perkins crashing that bag.
This is where that inexperience playing second again. No disrespect to Perkins. We were saying he's not played that position a lot, but with some of that knowledge, you know, catcher and second baseman, catcher and shortstop have a lot of communication as well.
And that will load the bases for the Indiana Bulls. So it doesn't look like Sawyer's coming out to find Lee right now, but Lee needing to come up with a good pitch right here.
So Boston going to change his sunnies here for regular prescription glasses here. So I'm about to do the same thing. I just noticed it's getting dusky, and I'm making the change, and he's making the change at the same time. So it called time to get that happening there.
Well, the lights are coming on here at the field. The sun is definitely going down and poking kind of behind some clouds.
It's gorgeous. It's
going to be a beautiful sunset. And you know what? You need some clouds along with the sun to have a beautiful sunset. Lee will continue to work from the stride.
Working with one out, missing the bottom part of the zone there. Boston holding that for an exorbitant amount of time. He really wanted that one. And apologizing to the ump, saying, I'm not looking to show you up.
Shook his head. I mean,
This is subtle. The catcher etiquette's subtle. Off the end.
Get it.
Backhand by Kilman over to second, and Perkins drops the ball.
catch second.
You did.
So on what would have been a fielder's choice, a possible
Before he dropped
Probable
the ball.
double play. I mean, they say you can never assume a double play, right, in scoring.
but definitely a sharply hit ball, and what you think maybe would have been an opportunity at a double play, and unfortunately MacNSeitz not coming up with it right there.
So some quick communication for first and third there from Boston, making sure that the infield's on the same page. Ball
Nice.
thrown for a
Oh,
ball.
nice shot there, 2-7.
Good part of the zone there,
Yeah.
I thought. Hitter gave up on it early, and I think the ump did too. Might not have caught any plate, but it was a good-looking pitch either way. I'm not in a great position to understand its exact location because I'm looking through the catcher and the ump here. So bottom part of the inside is kind of gone.
That one glancing off
He's
the
coming.
glove.
Watch him. Come on, let's get it out.
Well, that pitch glancing off the glove for Boston Calder. I keep doing that, Boston Townsend. And the run is able to come across. And runner advances over to second. Another wild pitch by Lee.
That time the umpire's in the way of being able to make the throw.
So Lee kind of wearing the frustration on the face right now and needing to kind of lock things in and finish this inning out. Save some of our arms for some of these other games, right?
Yeah. It's getting away from us now here, 7-0 in the fourth. So one more run scored here puts us in a pretty crummy position. So we still have one out more to collect to get ourselves out of this inning and get back swinging if we want to keep ourselves in this game. Oh, he's coming. Flipped, tagged.
He's-
Yes! Yes! Yes, he was, because he never touched the base.
Outs made at the plate. So
Right
every
across the
time
middle,
that ball is
touch the
looking like it's getting by,
That's
they
like
are
they will
aggressive, which is what you got to be. They're up. They've got the lead. They can stack some runs here, and they can put an even bigger hurting on us in that situation. So way to stay with it and make the play at the end there against an aggressive base running team and a big hitting team.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. They haven't been super aggressive at stealing from first over to second, right?
Yeah.
But it's been when they've gotten into those scoring positions where that aggression really like, hey, let's go ahead and capitalize on those opportunities. And they've definitely done that. Lee kind of losing a little bit of that control, I think, here in that fourth inning. And that might be it for him. We'll see as we go into the next inning. But MacNSeitz here with an opportunity to get on the board.
Yeah, with that mound visit when Jake Sawyer came out to talk to Tuck, he was at 80 pitches. So he threw a few more after that. So we got some. I think you're right. He's got a really small amount of pitches left, if any.
Yeah, and you know, I think maybe you give them that go if the mindset is a little bit different. But just kind of looking at where he was wearing some of the visual emotion and frustration, just wanting to compete so badly, and you see a lot of pitchers get into that situation where they really want things to go. And I was just nearly struck by a ball, and gosh, I need my tent. Where's my broadcast booth?
Yeah, Karen was making fun of me last night because I was talking to a parent from the BTL team, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got to go. I got to hop on to the broadcast here, and got to get into the booth." And she was ribbing me pretty good there. She's like, "It sounded a little pretentious there, I think, a little performative."
Well, I think I used to catch that a lot from my wife, and now she just steers clear of me altogether.
I feel like I'm willing to take it. You know, I think I earned it. Man, in our family, if you're not getting made fun of, you're not quite sure you're in good standing anymore.
100%. Well, I tell you what, starting off, leading off this inning for MacNSeitz is going to be number 36, Boston Townsend. Boston with a beautiful double, I think, in that last game.
Yeah, first at bat, led off with not led off. It was a long at bat, but was able to work it to get to the double there.
And obviously the wind picking up here just a little bit.
Takes on the low part of the zone there. So my field pass just blew off. Pitcher's maybe overthrowing a little bit, moving a little different out of his hand right now.
Take it for a ride. Here we go.
Fly ball, center field.
Gets up in the atmosphere and hangs up there for an easy out for the center fielder there. Just a few steps to his right. So well hit, but
Here we go, Coop.
maybe a little too steep of a launch angle there.
Well, that'll bring up number 1, Cooper Harvath, to the plate.
It's getting dusky, so the video's getting kind of grainy here. I feel like I can kind of cool it now until the lights are fully on. I got that weird in between. Makes for some moody photographs, but doesn't do so good for video.
Little chopper, this one over to third as he crashes. And an error.
So ROE for Cooper.
Well, and this will be where it's important for MacNSeitz to really kind of lock in right here and capitalize on that error, right? And I think that's going to be the difference and what could potentially get MacNSeitz back into this game, versus letting things go the way that they have started. But coming up next is going to be number 44, Cooper McCowan, as the Indiana Bulls catcher confers with his pitcher for just a moment. Waiting on deck, Parker Simons. And the catcher calls out to his infield, watching for the steal. Interesting when you talk about strategy, and that's one of those things where it's like, you know, we've got some heavy lifting to do here. Obviously down 7 runs, bottom of the 4th, and you got 1 runner on. We haven't had a lot of movement. Pitch has done a good job, and defensively the Bulls have done a great job behind their pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, Harvath, not exactly a speedster. I don't know, is this a situation where you see a hit and run?
I think it depends on who you got at the plate, right? I think, and I think we've seen Jake Sawyer do it in a couple of key places, but honestly, I don't think we've run the hit and run a whole lot this whole season. And I think it's the guys that are situational, that can sort of control the barrel a little bit more to get that ball where they need it to go, are the good candidates in the box. There's a lot of hitters on the team, but there's not necessarily that combination of having the right base runner and the right hitter for the right situation every single time. You know, it is a chess match. We've got a lot of different skills spread out across these guys.
Ball in play, well hit, but just a couple of steps from the left fielder for out number 2.
Yeah, two hitters two hitters in this inning, getting a hold of the ball, driving the ball well, and hitting it right to one of the Bulls players for an easy out.
Well, 2 down, 1 runner on. MacNSeitz having some luck in that particular kind of situation in the last tournament, scoring with 2 outs on a number of innings. We'll see if maybe we're able to repeat that type of action here.
It's a strike for the first pitch for Parker Simons.
You would have graduated, then you would have been going into practice in the fall.
So 1-1 count as Simons takes the call from Coach Jake Sawyer over there on third.
I didn't have a choice. No, I didn't. You guys went.
Oh, back pick, and Harvath living dangerously over there at first base on a good-looking back pick by Catch.
Yeah, first baseman got the tag around, but doesn't look like he made contact with the runner. I mean, again, my angle, I couldn't tell you either way, but ump says no. Fouled straight back, and center field camera gets a little wiggle. But not too bad though.
No, actually, there was a line right down the middle of it. So,
hey, look at that, fixing that backstop camera for us. So Parker gave up on that one early. It came back and almost caught the zone. So things worked out all right there. But that was a good-looking pitch. Definitely looked like it had no shot, and it came right back and made it a close pitch.
So a swing and a miss, and that will do it for MacNSeitz in bottom of the 4th. Score still 7-0 in favor of the Indiana Bulls.
So it looks like Reed Satterwhite coming out under the bump here to finish this game off. So different look.
Yes, indeed, and not being a doubleheader, not having another game coming up. So Reed Satterwhite, another catcher for the MacNSeitz roster here, has seen a number of innings here this summer season.
Shown that he's able to locate. He maybe had one outing that wasn't quite his day. I think he would agree with that, so I'm not speaking out of school. And I think, but the rest of the time, been pretty solid for us in relief.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's given us a couple of important innings and some games that we needed. We needed that extra arm. And anytime you have a roster where we've had a number of injuries, obviously notably missing from today's lineup is Ryder Votaw, breaking a collarbone out there here at the Creekside Baseball Complex in Greater Kansas City. here just a couple of tournaments ago. And then we've had a number of guys that have missed some games due to some arm issues, whether it's So I'm going to adjust this backstop camera just real quickly here.
So warm-ups are continuing here. We didn't take a break this time in between innings because we caught ourselves talking here. So Robert's getting our ground maintenance happening here, and if you could hear some of the stuff on the mic, the other team checking scoring to figure out how the last out of their last at bat was scored, so that they understood where they were in their lineup, not wanting to make an error, which should be bringing up one of their EHs, Wade, number 13, to lead things off for them. He'll be followed by Smith and Dixon. So MacNSeitz here looking to stop the bleeding a little bit here, stop the runs from scoring, and really improve on that defense. We need some solid pitching, solid defense, and need to get back in the box and do some damage with the bats if we're going to stay in this game here and make it competitive. Right now, shut out to this point, 7-0 as the Bulls step into the box. Top of the zone is live, as Robert said earlier on in the game, noting that maybe a little bit bigger box on the top shelf than we're typically used to, but consistently big up there. So down to the bottom of the zone, and yes, he does swing. So good sequence there to get him off the rhythm. He made his mind up a little too late to get a good swing on that one. Bounced up and off the chest of Boston there for a ball. So Wade's got some pretty aggressive pre-pitch motion in his bat and his stance there, so he's getting himself timed up and ready to go, and trying to figure out how this timing might be a little different than Tuck's delivery earlier. That one sails wide and up. Boston diving for that one, making a show of it.
Yeah, so big adjustment in the velocity between his off speed, which I think came around like 61 miles an hour. That one coming in at 74. Ooh.
Wanted that one very close to where that earlier one got the strike call, but this one a little bit up, says Blue.
Well, full count. Satterwhite working from that windup. And a good-looking off-speed.
Yeah.
But Wade's able to get the bat on it.
Yeah. Able to foul that one away. Limiting it to weak contact now. If we can get a ball in play with that kind of contact, that's going to be fantastic. Or something popped up for us here is what we're looking to do. Missing the outside part of the plate there.
Well, Satterwhite went right back to that off speed and just missed it. And so the Bulls end up with a leadoff walk.
So things pretty tight left to right, a little bigger on the top part of the zone. And, you see both catchers checking with the ump, wanting to know how to guide their pitchers in.
Yeah. And I will say, I mean, we haven't seen a lot at the bottom end of the zone either.
Bunt pop up, caught by the catcher. Thrown over to first to potentially get that back pick. So good motion from the catcher, my son. So I might be the one to be more harsh rather than, you don't want to see too much favoritism. So it's nice when I get to objectively say, good play.
It really was, and he popped right up at contact, and that's what really gave him the ability to get over into position to catch that. And it was not a towering pop-up by any measure, so he had to get over there quickly.
Yeah, had a lot of backspin on it too, so it was also moving quite a lot.
But one down, still one runner on. This is now Dixon at the plate.
Swing and a miss. Runner staying kind of modest. He's getting a good secondary jump. His sort of primary lead is just into the edge of the cutout there at first. Getting a good secondary jump, but does not look like he's intending to steal second here. They're up by 7. They don't want to get caught stealing. Another off-speed pitch. And Boston saying that ball's out, and it does end up coming back into the field of play, and still probably not catchable, but that just gives you a sense of what's happening on the ball, what the action is on that ball, the backspin.
So 1-2 count as Dixon steps into the box, and Boston now calling a quick timeout, wanting to get on the same page with Satterwhite.
And Dixon's got the Monsters Inc. looking drip sliding mitt in the back pocket there. I feel like it's staring at me every time he's in there. That hip comes right back and that thing's staring at me.
Oh, and a pitch out right there, but no go by the Indiana Bulls. So Satterwhite needing to just kind of reset there. Kind of steps off the rubber and taps his chest, saying, hey, that's me.
Fouled out of play on the left side there, just over the Bulls dugout. And young kids are sprinting after the ball. So we're 2-2, 1 away.
Ball in play, this one over to second. Perkins will handle it. No chance at second. And so he takes it over to first for out number 2.
So that'll put a runner in scoring position for the Bulls. And Winkler will be stepping into the box here. So 2 away here in the 5th. Score still sitting 7-0. Bulls with a decided advantage at the moment.
Scoring position, but 2 down.
That one misses in the lefty batter's box there. Good movement to make that one stop. It's 2 balls in this at-bat. Still got 2 away. Runner staying pretty glued to second right now. Bounced again. So 3rd pitch of the at-bat and a 3rd ball.
I'll tell you what, a beautiful looking sky up there. Look at that. That's pretty incredible. And as we're looking at that, now we're hoping to see a beautiful looking pitch from Satterwhite.
That's what they call a segue.
And we got it. Now a 3-1 count as Satterwhite comes in with the challenge pitch right across the plate.
So 2 outs, 2-1.
Fly ball, center field. Valdez backs up and gets that one on the run for out number 3.
Managed to stay through that. That was off the end of the barrel there for out number 3. So I was impressed that he was able to keep that up the middle because it really did come right off the very end of the barrel there.
Absolutely.
Good piece of hitting.
Did. Yeah, for sure. Well, a quick audio break here, folks. Thanks for joining us. Drop a like on our videos if you could. We really appreciate it, or leave a comment for your favorite player. We appreciate having you out here on the MacNSeitz 15U YouTube channel.
Bland sitting at 67 pitches following that one to Perkins, so he's got lots of room left here to go, doing the Bulls a big favor by taking the entirety of this game for them so far.
Well, definitely a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings will do that for you, and some great pitch efficiency right there as Perkins takes a strike call on the outside.
Competitive on the inside part of the plate. And he's quickly 1-2. So 67-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch there, misses. So makes that a 2-2 count. Similar spot, similar velocity, also comes across for a ball. So full count for Harrison Perkins here. Fouls that one into himself.
And he'll probably feel that one tomorrow.
So he's working it out, stretching it out, catcher, and doing a similar courtesy you would see done for an umpire for the player here to work it out. Go and talk to his pitcher for a second, give the hitter a chance to make sure he's right for the at-bat to continue. So full count again. Down. Oh, I guess that wasn't a full count. I guess I was wrong. I'm sorry. That makes it full. And swings at that one out of the zone for strike 3. Good pitch sequence by Bland again there to get Perkins chasing on that pitch.
Yep, you know, Perkins doing a good job fouling a couple off right there. Competitive at bat and just unfortunately ending on not a very good swing on that last pitch, but I think Bland just more of a nod to him, right?
Heck yeah, man. This kid's dealing today, man. He's pitched shutout baseball to this point.
Well, that is Sebastian Wingrove at the plate as he takes that first pitch for a ball.
Who triggers but doesn't fire. So down the bottom part of the zone there, ball 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, tough to get some rhythm going as a hitter when, you know, here we are in bottom of the 5th and you're only at your second at bat.
Yep.
And so with only a couple of plate appearances, you know, again, just some great pitch efficiency right there and some good defense behind them as well. This one off the hands, dribbles over to first, and that'll be out number 2. So jammed Wingrove up right there. And now coming up to the plate is Miles Vaughn.
So last batter in our lineup before we turn the corner is Vaughn, and the last chance for us to get something going here, or the first last chance maybe we get in this inning. 76-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. So strike 2 for takes a couple miles off that.
Tried to call for time, but was not awarded. And the subsequent pitch, a ball.
Definitely an outside pitch there. Trying to maybe see if I can get him. Got a cramp maybe. Something not quite right with him right now. He's trying to figure some things out.
Well, we did get a ball out there on the field, and that came in over here on the left side.
Oh, maybe he was just I thought, and then I saw the way he was stretching. I was wondering if he was cramped up there, but I guess.
Vaughn sends that one left side, but out of play.
So Miles Vaughn steps back into the box here, gets ready.
And Bland drives that one down into the turf. That'll even up the count now, 2-2.
I thought that might have been off his foot, but no movement there. I mean, you know it wasn't. If it hit him, he'd be jogging towards first. So.
Oh, the Indiana Bulls feeling like that was it as the second baseman and pitcher start to trot off the field, but
yeah,
umpire did not see it the same way. Now full count.
That one's a ball.
Yeah, a good hustle down to first base by Vaughn.
Cute little rundown for Miles. Now we know where his nickname comes from.
Well, the owner of the sole hit so far, I think, today is Alex Kilman with a double here earlier in the game.
We said last tournament we scored a number of our runs with 2 outs. Right now, we would gladly score some runs with 2 outs here. AK chops that one down into the ground to the third baseman, who throws it across to second to collect the out. And they get out of that inning the easy way, making the short throw to second.
Well, folks, definitely some tough sledding for MacNSeitz in the past 2 games. Obviously, I felt like we just did not compete well in the last game of our doubleheader. Today, a little bit different. I felt like we were kind of in it here in the first couple 3 innings. And I think holding the Indiana Bulls to 2 runs there early, and then kind of some things kind of getting away from us, a couple of, small errors out there or miscues in the field. And, the game, it can, when you make some of those, it can quickly get out of hand.
Yeah. And I think it's tough for the players to stay in it when they're watching it and they feel like it's slipping away, right? And you're trying to grab onto it, but you only got so much you can do depending on where you're standing and where the ball ends up, right? So there's this, I think there's this disconnect, right? I want to do something to help my team right now, but the play has to happen in front of me for me to be able to do that.
Yeah, and you know what? We have not been typically getting our number 1 or number 2 hitter in the inning on base, and that's really what's been giving us the opportunity to play some small ball and get some of those runs across the plate. And you get that first run across, and now everybody kind of breathes a sigh of relief. And so not having any of that run production in this game or the last, and I think that's kind of got everybody playing maybe just a bit tight.
Yeah, I think, like they often say, as the early hitters go, so goes the rest of the team. There's usually 1 or 2 guys on the team that if they're collecting hits, then everybody else is feeling pretty good. They're going to be collecting hits as well. And I think, right, like you said, the beginning of our lineup not making much in the way of base runners. So some good contact from the early part in the lineup, but just not materializing into anything that could be called a hit. And we're facing excellent pitching here. Bland has pitched an incredible game. Really good command of the zone and really nice sequencing on his pitches, keeping our guys on their toes the whole way through. And really being effective. This is number 14, Romero, is the hitter here, standing a good 1.5 feet taller than the home plate ump.
Yeah, there's a good look for you guys watching from home.
Heads up from somewhere. With these headphones on, it's hard to tell which direction the heads up is coming from.
Well, and I think, you know, when you start to play a little bit tight, that's also when you see some of those miscues, right?
Yeah.
And I think everybody here obviously wants to play well and up to their capability. It's been really refreshing as we had kind of a tough start to the early summer season as Romero turns on that one just down the line, and that is fair.
It's extra bases. I mean, in a lot of cases that might be a triple, but I think he's a little slow out of the gate there. And ends up with a double, standing up. So easy double. But
yeah, I think he stood there and watched that ball a little too long, right?
Yeah. It was a liner, and it was not a high line drive either. So I didn't really have a shot to get out of here, but it was a long ball. It rolled to the fence. Well hit down that third base line.
Well, and McCowan made his way over to that ball quickly and got it in. So holding to just a double right there.
Triples may be one of the most elusive things in baseball these days. One of the hardest things to collect because the quality of the outfield has gotten so much better and the quality of the pitching has gotten so much better that combination, you got to really hit it in a special place to be able to get that triple these days.
Yeah, you got to see a good carom off the fence or, you know, something in the corner there. That's a little bit tough. Runner acted as if he was going, but Townsend there popping up quickly and just inviting him to go. Romero thinks otherwise of it and stays on second.
Kozenski falls that one straight back into the stands back here. So 2-1. Runner on second, nobody away yet this inning. So Bulls threatening with a runner in scoring position here, and Kozenski at the plate.
So runner goes, timed that one out excellently.
And Boston popped up early and allowed that one to roll right underneath his legs. So we talked about this before, errors on top of errors now. So you're trying to make something happen, and you're actually allowing the opposite.
Well, Reed, not exactly, a daily pitcher in the mix. And so I think when you've got a runner like that on, he kind of has a little bit of a modified stride as he has a very open square stance before he comes set and then never looked back, and they got some good timing on him and a great jump. Well, that ball right there will put runners on the corners. And
the kid's giving him a hard time. So Boston using a tap system right now. When you've got the backlighting shadows on the field, sometimes it's hard to be able to see what pitch he's putting down with his fingers. So he's using a modified tap system to be able to cue his pitchers to the pitch type location and all that stuff in the dugout's giving him a hard time. They called him and did a couple taps, and they collectively shimmied for him.
Well, we've moved through 6 innings, not quite 6 innings of play just yet, but kind of moved through it rather quickly.
Seems to be par for the course today. The little drops of rain are falling right now. Swings through that one for a strike.
Well, I saw in the standings the Indiana Bulls played earlier today, so they had kind of a long wait in between their first and second game, and they were victorious in their first. And now playing their second.
So Kozenski's on first. Woodlock at the plate. Throwdown happens. That foot's in before the tag can come down. So, no, good call by the umpire. I know we wanted to go the other way. You can see Perkins wanting it to go the other way. Good throw, but that leg was in.
Yeah, and just kind of watching Boston really closely there. We've got such a great view sitting here right behind the backstop, and he just couldn't quite get his hand on that ball cleanly. I think had he had it, I think he definitely had I mean, that throw was right on point.
Yes. So you got Romero on third, you got Kaczynski on second, and you got Woodlock is the hitter here, chopping that one into the infield. Harrison Perkins throws across. Miles Vaughn misses that one there, and both runners will be in. So not scooped. Runners safe at first. 2 more runs come across. 9-0.
Well, folks, we are starting to get some sprinkles on the field right now. We've got quite a bit of lightning behind us, and we'll see if play is going to be stopped. But if we do start to get some rain, we will have to end the broadcast because our equipment is not weatherproof. Hard to say if we're going to get that weather, but
either way, I'm going to start breaking some of this stuff that I've got here down so that I can help you get the big stuff down when the time comes.
So we'll leave the broadcast up on the backstop for the time being, but I think we're going to start breaking down some equipment. Folks, thanks for joining us. Good luck to the Indiana Bulls if they're able to come out with this one, and we'll keep cheering for our MacNSeitz boys as play continues.
So Thunder's cracking in the background now, so we're going to make some haste here. You're going to have to watch without the benefit of our commentary for a little bit. So thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll talk to you soon.